Hello YouTube. Finally it's time for me to get back to this miter saw station build, and I'm sorry it's taking so long. We were in the middle of buying a house and we ended up moving, and it took a long time to get all that done. And speaking of moving, the movers loaded my cabinet here into the moving truck and they used it as a ladder, and they stepped all over it and they actually exposed a design flaw. It's kind of a poor design the way I built it, and I can't even believe I did it the way I did. I don't know what I was thinking. And I was going to scrap the whole thing, but instead I'm going to go ahead and share with you where I messed up and what my solution is to the problem instead of starting from scratch again. Let me show you what I did. So, mistake number one. Mistake number one is that I wanted a long drawer in the bottom because this is going to be kind of my scrap bin, and that was a bad idea because this piece now, like on the other cabinet, this piece goes all the way to the ground and it's supported by the ground. On this one it's floating because of this, and it just doesn't offer enough strength. My second stupid idea was these two pieces are independent, and this should have been one solid piece across instead of two, because the two are sagging and they're not very strong. That is my second mistake, and I'm embarrassed to even show this, but I guess we can all learn from my stupidity. Now if you look up here, bring that up, there's a gap there. There was no gap there before. These pieces have sagged down, and it happened when the mover, who is a very well-fed mover, stood on top of here, and this whole thing, matter of fact, you can see that I can actually flex it by moving it with my hand. So it was a terrible idea to do two independent pieces. My solution for this now, really the true solution, is to scrap everything and don't have a long drawer at the bottom, just have the middle piece go all the way down. That's the strongest solution. But what I'm going to do instead is I do want to keep that, so hopefully I'm going to try to salvage the problem. I'm going to remove these two and these two, and I'm going to end up doing a solid piece all the way across both, but instead of just one piece of plywood, I am going to layer 4 pieces to make a big fat thick beam, and I don't see that sagging, so hopefully that'll work. If that doesn't work, I'm going to have to scrap the whole thing. Let's see what turns out. Well, the first step is going to be to take off this top. I should be able to reuse it. I think that once I put some reinforcement underneath, it should be flat again. It's really no fun to have to do a project the second time, but it is what it is. And take apart these dividers. It should have never been built this way. It should have been one solid piece to begin with. Here I'm going to take some 3/4 inch plywood that I'm going to cut into a more manageable length. What I plan on doing is using strips of plywood in 3-inch strips, and I'm going to sandwich them together, laminate them, and make one big fat beam out of it. Then I cut it down on my miter saw to a rough length, and it's time to glue up all these sections together. Use plenty of glue. Let it squeeze out, clean it up later. I'll put it in these clamps here for about 24 hours and let that glue dry up. Should be pretty stiff. But it's not exactly square when I'm done, so after it dries up, I go ahead and take it to the joiner. Do a few passes on the joiner to get it 90 degrees and one side perfectly flat. After that, I take it over to the table saw, and I make the other side parallel and 90 degrees, so I have a nice squared up block. Measure out the final length, and then I cut it down to its final dimension so it can fit inside the cabinet. I have to cut out a notch here in the center divider so I can fit in my new beam. And then I need to make a mounting holes for the beam, so I'm just using a pocket hole jig here. You can see how flimsy this thing is. It won't be any more. Drill a couple pocket holes, and then on the outside I'm going to run 4 deck screws, 3-inch screws into the beam from the outside, and after I'm done I'll putty those up and paint over them. Putting the beam in place, screwing it in. I think the screws from the outside give you a lot more strength than the pocket holes anyway. Now I clamp up the center divider to my new beam, and I check for square, and I use my pocket holes here to attach my center divider to the beam. Yep, that's a lot stiffer. A quick strength test. Got to do the same thing to the bottom side. My eyes are getting kind of old, so I use a light behind my square so I can see any light coming in through the gaps. And then I screw from the outside just like on the top beam. Check for square on the center divider and screw that in through the pocket holes. Another quick strength test, much stronger than the last one. So I was almost reluctant to actually share this video with everybody because you know how YouTube critics are, and it's such a stupid mistake. I can't believe I did it. It's just plain dumb. But I figured that there's a lot of value in sharing not only your accomplishments but your mistakes, and everybody can learn from it. I think I made up for it. This thing's pretty strong now. So I don't think it's going anywhere, and I can put my drawers in there and they're not going to sag over time. And that's my next step. So if you join me next week, please subscribe, and we'll be building all the drawers. Actually, I've already built some. Got to start putting that video together. And after that's done, we can do the top part. So see you guys next week.